Hi everyone, welcome to HIIT Core Yoga. Today is Wednesday and we are going to be doing a total body cardio and strength 50 workout. So 50 seconds on, 10 seconds rest. Each group of exercise takes about 3 minutes to do, and we have 4 groups of exercises and we are doing 2 rounds of them. So that is going to be the HIIT portion. Of course, we're going to start with yoga and end with yoga and cool down stretching. What you'll need though for tonight is some kind of slider. So a DIY slider. I have these 2 cotton cloths that I'm going to use. I have a laminate floor and it just kind of adds enough slip to help me slide, but adding some resistance as well. So you don't want microfiber, that will be too much resistance. Well, you'll get a clean floor, but I wouldn't suggest that. Maybe some socks that are like a wool or polyester blend, or even cotton, will help you slip a little bit more if you have a laminate floor. If you don't, if you have carpet, then you'll need something like a couple plastic plates that are smooth surface, so no ridges in them, or you could try using paper. It would have to be kind of thick, or you could try using a couple Ziploc bags. So just think of, kind of let your creativity flow. Think of something that'll slip across the surface of your carpet fairly easy, but not so easy enough where it's going to be too easy. You want a little bit of resistance, but not too much. So there you go. If you have the original kind of sliders, they kind of look like little frisbees, and there's like a fabric top and then a smooth plastic bottom. So you can use those if you have them, definitely. Other than that, you don't need anything. You just need your mat, and then you will be using your outside mat surface. So you won't be using your mat to do the sliding part of it, and I'll just kind of show you how you come off your mat to do the exercise. That's that. So let's get to it. We're going to start with our warm-up in child's pose. So come onto your mat. Big toes are touching and knees are wide. Stretch your arms forward. Bring your forehead to the mat. So begin by taking those long deep breaths in and out through the nose, sinking the shoulders down and sinking the hips back towards the heels. Okay, finding about 3 more deep breaths here. On your next inhale, lift your right hand up and place it on your left hand, and then release the head back down. And let's go to the other side. Right hand on the floor and left hand over top, releasing down. Releasing out of that. Take your right arm, slide it underneath your left arm, drop your right shoulder to the floor and head to the floor. Continue taking those long deep breaths in and out through the nose here to ground the body. And release, switching sides, right arm forward, left arm underneath the right. Releasing out, bring the palms to touch, forehead to the the mat, and then bend your elbows, thumbs to the back of the neck. Releasing the arms forward. Let's come up into tabletop pose. From there, bring the hands underneath your shoulders and knees underneath your hips. Round the spine, come into cat arch. And then inhale into cow. Keep moving back and forth from cow to cat. Inhale, then exhale. Over on a circle motion. Pick a direction to move to, bend into your elbows. And just breathing into your motion here. Try to channel a little bit of fluidity in your movement. So big circles around in your hips. Get the sides of the hips kind of stretched out as you pull the hips back and forward and back at an angle. So over to the left and then back over to the right. And then you should feel that stretch of the outer hip. Dipping your shoulders down just to get into your chest muscles as well. Pec muscles, and stretch them out. Loosen everything up here. All right, and then slow that motion down. Tuck your toes under and then walk yourself back into a squat. So just keep pressing yourself to the back of the mat till you're in a squat position. Your heels do not have to touch the ground. You're just in, the knees are wide, and you're trying to sink down as low as possible. Okay, come forward into plank pose, lower through chaturanga. Take it into an up dog or cobra. Come back up into a down dog. Lift your right leg back behind you, bring it down. Lift your left leg back behind you with a straight leg, and bring it down. And then start bending your knees and press yourself back into a squat at the back of the mat. Come forward into plank pose. Lower through chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Right leg lifts back. Inhale. Exhale. Left leg. Inhale and exhale. Walk yourself back to squat at the back of the mat. This time lift your right arm up, looking to the right. Bring it down, left arm up, and then bring it down. Walk forward to plank pose. Lower through chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Right leg lifts this time. Bend into your right knee. Open the hip. Step forward with your right foot. Untuck your back toes, your left toes. And then just come up. Place your hands on top of that right knee. Breathe into that stretch there. You can kind of lean back. The hips are driving forward. Take another deep breath in. And then exhale, bring the hands down to the floor. Take it back and up into the air to three-legged down dog. And then release down. Switch sides. Left leg. Lift the leg, bend into the knee. Step forward. Drop your right knee to the floor, untuck the toes, and then come up and just place your hands on top of the left knee. So driving the hips forward, try to lift up tall in your posture, breathing. So the stretch you feel should be in your right hip flexors, stretching front of the right thigh there. Breathing deep. All right, and bring the hands down to the floor. Come back up into three-legged down dog. And then down. Separate your feet wide. Walk back into squat. Left arm reaches up. Breathing deep. Bring it down. Other side. Right arm reaches up. And then bring it down. This time we're going to just stand and do a forward fold. So pull the hips back, try to straighten the legs, drop the head. Rock from side to side. All right, and then come back to center. rise up all the way and reach up to the ceiling, and then bring the hands to your heart. Clasp your fingers, press down. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, take the hands back behind you, clasping behind you. Pull back, look up. Exhale, bow forward with the straight legs. Draw your head over to your left knee. Draw your head over to your right knee. Come back to center, rise up all the way. Sweep arms overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. Clasp your fingers, press down. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, the hands back behind you, clasping and pulling back. Look up. Exhale, bend your knees as you come down into a squat and bow. Drop the head, pull the hips back. Hands down to your low back and then down to the floor. Walk forward to plank pose. Chaturanga. Up dog, cobra. Downward facing dog. Right leg lifts, bend into the right knee. Step forward with the right foot. Drop the left knee to the floor. Just one breath in crescent lunge. Lift the arms. Hands down to the floor. Come back in a three-legged down dog. And then bring it down. Left leg lifts. Three-legged down dog. Step forward. Drop your right knee down to the floor. One breath in crescent lunge. Hands down to the floor. Kick your leg back up into the air. And then bring it back down. Step your feet wide. Walk your hands back. Squat again. So this time, I'm just gonna face this way. So you're in a squat, and then you're going to be dipping a knee down. So just kind of use your hands. Dip the knee down, bring it up. Dip a knee down, bring it up. So if you want to work on balance, bring your hands up here. So you're just kind of working on some hip and ankle mobility here. One more time on each side. Okay, and then bring it back into squat, and then standing up, forward fold. Back in the mat. Come up all the way, inhale, all the way, reaching up overhead, hands to your heart, clasp your fingers, press down. So now we're gonna lift the arms, do a side bend over to the right side. You look up to the left, and then come back to center, and then go over to the other side. Looking to the opposite side. And then come back to center, and then take the hands back behind you. Clasping behind you again, pull back, hold that. So arms, try to pull the arms way far away from your back, from your seat. Looking up. So you want to feel those shoulder blades squeezing together behind you. Breathe into that. Bow forward. Straight legs. Keep breathing. Relax your face. All right, coming up all the way, inhale. All the way, and then exhale. Okay, let's begin to spinning, twisting left and right. Begin our dynamic warm-up. So relaxed shoulders, relaxed arms, just kind of let momentum kind of take over here. And you can kind of walk your feet a little bit wider, hip distance apart. So moving into a squat and toe touch reach. So come down to a squat, kick forward with one leg and reach forward with both arms. Alternating which leg you're kicking. Inhale down, exhale. So you want to start getting the heart rate up. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more on each side. Okay, so some side lunge touchdowns, just using the width of your mat. Stepping wide and bending into the right knee, touching the left hand to the inside part of that right foot. and then switching. Getting the outer hips warmed up. Just going back and forth. Doing these side squats. If you can't touch the floor, then you're doing this, kind of reaching, that's fine as well. Try to keep the back mostly flat, chest up. One more on each side. Okay, coming back up, leg swings with right leg first, just back and forth. If you need to, hold on to a wall, beside you, back of the chair, or use your arms. Okay, and then just going out to the side. So crossing over to the left, and then out to the right. So you should feel this outer hip. And that's the last one. Okay, other side. So just go front and back first. So kind of dynamically stretching the hip, and when your leg swings back, then you're contracting your hamstrings and glute muscles. So you're kind of doing double duty, working on that balance, working on your stabilizer muscles as we go. Okay, crossing over. So left leg crosses in front of the body over to the right, and then out to the left. And then you just want to work on your range of motion as well. So maybe you just work on getting that leg nice and high out to the side. You should feel your hip kind of cramp up on you. That's okay. That's totally normal too. It's pretty rare that we use our glute medius in our day-to-day routine. So they get kind of lazy. We need to do exercises like this to wake them up. Okay, and that's it. Okay, next is butt kickers and arm swings. So coming down, and then, so we're gonna add in a squat. So coming down to a squat, arms are out, and then come up, cross your arms over your chest. And bring a heel to your butt. So I know it's a lot of coordination to start with. And so inhale down, and then exhale as you come up. See if you can switch the crossing your arms too. So right over left, left over right. Okay, and then we're just gonna come up, give yourself a big hug. So pull on those shoulder blades, bow forward, release your arms, rise up, circle forward with the arms, lungs open, and circle back. 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so that's it. We're gonna get into it. So 50, 50, 50, 3-minute rounds here. 3 different groups of, 3 different types of exercises. Dynamic. Only one in the 3 will have the slider involved. So if you don't have the slider and there's no way you can make one up, then don't worry about it. Well, I can show you how to modify that. So first one is inchworm mountain climbers, and this will be a slider move. I'm just going to turn my mat. Here's what I'm going to show you. So the sliders are going to be on my feet, and again, you can put those socks on your feet if you want to, not on your feet, but you're standing on your socks. We're standing on some kind of slippery surface that's creating not so much friction onto the floor. So you're going to kind of come out off the mat, and then you're going to walk down to a plank position, and then you're going to go pull in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then back to plank, walk back to your feet, and then reach up, and then do that again. So we're going to do that for 50 seconds. So if you don't have the sliders, then you're just going to do the walk down mountain climber. So you're going to jump your knees in, or just pull your knees in without using the slider. Then we're going to skater lunges. So kind of like we did at our warm up here, sticking one leg out, but we're going to kind of hop, switch, which leg is in the center, going from side to side. Oops. Okay, now we go. So hop switching, which leg is out? So bending into the right knee and bending into the left knee. One leg will be straight, one leg will be bent. And the opposite foot kind of touches the opposite knee or foot. And then C will be some abs. So ankles crossed, hip lifts to toe touch reaches. So you're going to be down on your back. You're going to have your legs apart, cross your ankles, and then pop up, and then come out, uncross your ankles, and then cross them again, and then pop up. My head is just lifted, but your head will be on the floor. If that's too much, then you keep your knees bent, and then you cross your ankles, and then press up. Okay, you do that 4 times, and then you stick your legs up, and then just with your upper abs and your arms reaching, you're reaching to the toes, doing 4 crunches up to your toes. So 4 and 4. So let's get started. 10 seconds to get ready here for those inchworm mountain climbers. All right, so walking down, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, walk back, reach up. Okay, you just try to do that as fast as you can. Try to keep a plank form when you're doing those mountain climbers. So drop your bum. Kind of have rigid legs the whole time. Keep your core engaged the whole time. Two, 1. Okay, skater lunges are next. I'll just face the camera for this one. So sticking one leg out and go. So chest is lifted. Try to keep your back flat. Lungs open. Just try to do as many reps as possible here. Here's your cardio, outer hip move. Got 18 seconds left. 8, 2, 1. Okay, on your back to do those abs. So crossing your ankles. So cross, lift, cross, lift. 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want more of a challenge, then bring your legs down nice and low, uncross, recross, and then lift it up. Okay, then work more abs. Try not to rock. Try to squeeze your legs and do that hip lift. So really try to squeeze your abs to lift instead of using momentum to lift. Okay, that was it. So that was the end of that first group of exercises. So that's kind of the flow. One exercise will involve sliders. All right, next one. Okay, so we're doing 4 down dog push-ups, 3 regular push-ups, and walking out to an extended plank. Okay, I'll just show you. So we're doing some down dog push-ups. So we're walking to down dog. And then we're going to keep your bum up, doing some shoulder push-ups. So head down and pressing up. When you're pressing up, you're pressing back towards your bum. So think of your bum pulling back. So you're getting the tops of your shoulders out. So you're doing 3. And then you straighten out to plank. So you're doing 4 of those down dog push-ups. Straighten out to plank and then do 3 regular push-ups. And then coming back to, or walking your hands out to an extended plank as much as you can. And then walking all the way back and then jumping up. Okay, so it's kind of a burpee. So don't forget the walk out to the extended plank and then travel all the way back. So just kind of making you work a little bit harder. That is the first one. Then snowboard hops with 2 mogul hops. So we did this last week with the snowboard hops, doing a different variation of this time. So one leg is kind of forward, your feet are kind of pointed at a 45-degree angle. Whatever foot is forward, that's what hand is going to be down. And we're going to use this back hand to help spin you to a 180. So you're going 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to jump back, knees together, pull both knees up to the left elbow, pull them to the right elbow, come back, jump to your snowboard hop, and then go 1, 2, 3. Now you're on the other side, and then you're jumping back to do your moguls on that side. So that's that cardio-rific. Okay, then we'll do some bridge hip lifts with the sliders. Heels on the sliders. Press up the hips. So I'm going to walk towards you. And then extend, extend. 1, alternating legs, keeping the hips extended and lifted the whole time there, back and forth. If you don't have the sliders, then just do bridge pulses. So lift and lower your hips. All right, 10 seconds to get ready. Woo-hoo. Let's do this. Oh my goodness. So first starting with those down dog push-ups. 2, 1, let's go. So walk forward, down dog. 1, 2, 3, 4, plank, push up. 1, 2, 3, plank, walk forward, walk all the way back, jump up. Down dog. 1, bum up. 2, 3, elbows wide. Plank, elbows wide. Walk way out to plank as best as you can. Push all the way back, walk in back, jump up. My legs are rigid, my knees are not bent. Okay. Keeping my legs contracted the entire time. Okay, that was it. So it goes by fast and there's lots of moves. Okay, those snowboard hops with the moguls. Hopefully this will go by fast. Okay, go. 1, 2, 3, moguls. 1 on each side. Jump forward. 1, 2, 3. Knee, knee, in. 1, 2, 3. 10 seconds. Oh, ouchie, ouch, ouch. Okay, that was it. Okay, bridge hip lifts. Bring your heart rate down. Thank God. Okay, go for it. Pop your hips up. Keep your glutes squeezed the entire time. Dig those heels in. You slider people, dig them in. Add more resistance so that the hamstring kind of stays contracted even when in that stretch. Glutes contracted the entire time. Back muscles working. Try to keep up on their shoulders there. Can't see my timer. All right, there's my timer. All right, good job. Second round done. All right, so we got two more rounds, and then we're gonna do, or two more groups, and then we'll do another round. All right. Okay, so next is a lunge pulse kick on the right side for that whole 50 seconds. We're gonna step back with the right leg. So the left leg will be forward. So it's the right leg that will be kind of dropping the knee down. So you're gonna pulse, pulse, kick. 1, 2, kick. Try to keep the legs straight. And then you can kind of go for range of motion too, kick nice and high. You'll feel that on the left leg more than anything. And then we'll do the other side for the next 50 seconds. And then for our slider, we'll do some arms and some core. So a little bit, pretty dynamic. The sliders will be on the hands here, and then your knees and feet can be on the mat. So what you want to do is kind of walk your knees back. I'll show you with the knee version first. And so the left knee will be on the floor and the right leg will be up. So you're just putting one knee down for this one. So you're going to reach forward with the right arm and then reach out to the right side with the right arm and the right leg, and then do a push up. And then you're going to come back and then bring that leg back in. And then you're going to put the right knee onto the floor. Left arm and then out to the side and then back. Okay? This is what it looks like without, so on the toes here. So you're reaching forward and then reach out and then bring it back. Alternating sides, you guys. So you can try doing it with onto the toes and not dropping a knee down until you get too tired, and then you just drop the knee down. So 10 seconds to get ready. We'll start with those lunges. Right leg back first. So 3, 2, 1, and go. So lunge or pulse, pulse, and then kick. So pretty simple. Just working that leg, working range of motion. Get some cardio in. Seconds left. 7. Oh, left leg should feel like it's on fire. 1, okay. Shake it out. We got the other leg to do right away. Breathe it out. Other side. Left leg back and go. So pulse, pulse, kick. So I'm pulling my left arm back as I'm kicking forward with my left leg, and that just kind of helps with power. So get some power to press up, helps with balance. Think about engaging your core and really think about exhaling. So exhaling with power. Try to find your flow, especially in this one since it's pretty simple compared to the other more dynamic exercises we've been doing. So just get to kind of slow it down a little bit. 3. All right. Okay, so let's get into some arms and some core. So I'm gonna start with being on my toes, and then we'll see how it goes. Okay, right arm forward, out to the side. Do my push-up, bring it back. Definitely not a fast motion. just kind of thinking about everything a little bit more. So out to the side, you move your arm out, then you move your leg out. So you're basically doing a star push-up. Out to the side, then your leg, you're kind of in that split. Bring it back in, switching sides. Oh, okay, that was it. That was the bell. Okay, that was the end of that group of exercises. Okay, we got one more to do. So have some water, not too much. Okay, so next one, we'll be doing some side lunge with the sliders. And this one we'll be using two. Two of the exercises we'll be using the sliders, one per each side. So, right leg only, you can come right off your mat here. So, just like at this start of the class with the warm up here, we're just doing those side lunge. So you're going to go down like that, and then pull up, down, and then up. So as you're going down, you're just kind of going down your own range of motion, but as you pull up, you're just that resistance of the floor and pulling up, that's going to work your inner thigh. So going down, outer thigh, coming up, inner thigh. So you can just practice doing a little range of motion first, and then as you get comfortable, just get down lower. We'll do the other side for the B. So coming down, up, okay? I'm probably gonna just keep my hands at my chest and lift that way. If you feel more comfortable touching down on the floor, you can. Yeah, so that is A and B. Then we are gonna end in a burpee, plank, star, side star push-up without any slider. So you're jumping back to plank pose, spinning out, star, other side, star, jump forward, jump up, and repeat. So again, just kind of pretty simple, one on each side, and then that'll be it. Okay, so 10 seconds to get ready. We're gonna start with the right leg for those side lunges. So one leg will have no slider, the one leg will. 2, 1, go. So just coming down and then up. So this is working both legs here pretty efficiently. We're lunging and that left leg is taking all that load. So you'll feel that quadricep and you'll feel that in your left glute for sure. And then we're getting a really good stretch with that right leg. Inner thigh is also working in the right leg. So really good for balance. So inhaling down and then exhaling to pull up. Feel free to go slower than what I'm doing. Just try to do as many as you can at your own pace. Okay, that was 50. We're going to the other side right away. So 4, 3, 2, and go. Inhale down, exhale. So try to keep the back mostly flat, coming down into a squat, and then chest lifted. I'm just gonna face this way, to show you. So try to keep that back flat, kind of angling forward with that chest lifted, pulling up. Squeezing everything, squeezing the glutes as you come up. So that's really important too, just to keep working. So we got 14 seconds left here. Woo, my goodness. 3, 2, 1. Burpee. Burpee side star plank is next. It should feel like a breeze compared to those. 2, 1, go. So jump back, lift top leg and top arm if you can. If not, just lift the top arm. Practice on getting that top leg though. Jump forward, jump up. And then you kind of want to pick up the pace as best as you can. I know it's kind of bouncy. Helps to lift down when you get into that star position. Just look down ahead and focus. Oops. One on each side. Jump forward, jump up. So you're trying to get that cardio up as well. All right, that's it. Okay, so that was the end of the whole first round of group exercises. You guys, we're gonna do it all over again. It's gonna go a little bit faster, so I won't be explaining everything. Okay, so starting with those inchworm mountain climbers. So again, just do regular mountain climbers if you do not have those sliders. Okay, 10 seconds to get ready. Inchworm mountain climbers, you guys. Your floors are gonna be so clean, you slider people. 2, 1, and go. So walk down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Walk back, reach up. I was gonna jump up there for a second. Make sure you drive those knees when you're in that mountain climber. Try to do it as fast as you can, especially if you're just in a regular mountain climber. Seconds. 2, 1. Okay. We are down to the skater lunges. No sliders required. So start with that extended leg. Go. Concentrate on breathing. Get that flow. That heart rate up. By the way, this, if you haven't already, this is your modification. You're just stepping instead of jumping, kind of doing that skip. 7. 2, 1. Hip lifts and toe touches. So on your back, remember the legs apart, cross your ankles, up, go. 3, and then 4, you're doing 4 and 4, 4 toe touches. Try to keep that low back planted into the floor, you guys, when you do those crunches up. Even when you extend your legs as best as you can, if you can't keep your low back on the floor, you need to bend your knees a lot more. All right, that was the end of our first group. Okay, we just have 3 more to do. 3 more groups. So down dog push-ups, and then those regular push-ups, and then the walkout plank to come back to burpee. Snowboard hops, and the 2 mobiles, and then the bridge hip lifts. So 10 seconds to get ready. We're doing those 4 down dog push-ups, 3 regular push-ups. At the back of the mat, we're gonna walk down. Starting now. Down dog, wide arms, 1, 2, 3, 4, plank, 1, 2, 3, walk forward, and then walk all the way back, and then jump up. Walk to down dog, bum up. Legs rigid, core pulled in, belly pulled up. Plank, push up. You can do that from the knees. Plank, back all the way. Remember to push back towards your bum in those down dog push-ups. The shoulders will start getting fatigued. Okay, that's it. Okay, ooh, the dreaded snowboard hops to the moguls. Okay, cardio up. Go for it. 1, 2, 3. And knees together. 1, 2. And 1, 2, 3. 2. Oh. Definitely feels like the second round with this particular exercise. I remember that from last week. If you did my class, good for you. 4, 2. Okay, that's it. Oh yeah. Okay. Bridge. Bridge makes everything better when you do a really hard cardio. Okay, alternate heels. Reach out, pull in. Reach out, pull in. Glutes are engaged. Squeeze them. Roll up onto those shoulder blades. Keep contracting the back muscles here as best as you can for the full 50 seconds. Breathe out through the mouth, bring that heart rate down, cool the body down. We're almost there. That's it. Okay, good job. That was the end of that round, or sorry, that group of exercises. We have 2 more to do, so it's 6 minutes altogether, and then we're done. You can stay with me for 6 minutes, you guys. You can do it. If you come this far, might as well do it all. Lunge to kick. Both sides, and then we got that plank slider push up at the end there. So 10 seconds to get ready. We'll start with that right leg back. And again, you're just kind of working on getting a stretch and getting power through that leg. So left leg forward, right leg back, and go. You're pulsing, pulsing, and then kicking. Pulsing, pulsing, kicking. Right leg, right arm pulls back, and pow. Make some sound effects. Exhale as you're kicking. Okay, we're almost there. We got 15 seconds left. Whew. Yeah, you can tell this is the second round. 5. That's it. Okay, shake it out. Do a little cowboy dance. And then do the other side. Right leg, left leg back. Right leg forward, go. Pulse, pulse. And then kick. The left arm is going to pull back as I'm kicking with the left leg. Seconds. just above the floor, you guys. Try to stay with it. Only 6 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job, good job. Okay, so get your sliders. Ready to do those push-ups? Okay, so you're in plank pose. You're gonna reach forward, and then you're gonna reach out to the side, and then your right leg will go to the side. Then you do that star push-up, then you bring it back. Other side, down to the side, leg follows, push up, bring it back in, bring the leg back in. Okay, so just do that slow. Work on control. Work on range of motion. So try to get down nice and low in your push-up. Hope you're sweating like I'm sweating. This was pretty terrible. Okay, that was it. Good job. Okay, we have one more to go. So that is the side lunge with the sliders, one on each side, and then a burpee plank push up to a star. So pretty straightforward. Let's get to it. 3 minutes left, you guys, in this HIIT workout, and then we're on to some yogarific yoga. So just one slider on the leg. Start with the right leg, and then out to the side, pull in. Inhale, exhale. So again, you're trying to just work on getting nice and low in that lunge, engaging your core, and then pulling back. So see how low you can go, and then pull it back. Don't worry about going fast. Worry about control. 20 seconds left. Try to keep your chest up. 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2. All right. Really, when you add sliders into workout, it kind of amps everything up. So if you don't have sliders, if you're just doing this without the sliders, try to fashion yourself a slider. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if you just have carpet, so you're thinking you can't, you actually can. So just get some plastic plates. I've used Ziploc bags. Put my feet on Ziploc bag, and you slide. Okay, it takes a little bit of getting used to, but in a pinch, they work okay. Otherwise, get a Frisbee, get what you can, and slide away, and you'll be amazed how many different muscles are working in just one exercise. It becomes a lot more dynamic. So 2, 1. Okay, so we're gonna go back, do our last one. We're doing those side planks to star. Then we're done. So 2, 1, jump back, star, other side, star, jump forward, jump up. Okay, 14 seconds left. We're so close. You don't have to do the jumping style, by the way. You can walk your burpee out. Okay, that was it. Alrighty. Good job, everyone. So, wipe your sweat and take a drink. And then we'll get to cool down right here. All right, let's get into it. reaching overhead, sweeps. Inhale, sweeping down below. Exhale. Okay, so just whenever you're ready. You can bend your knees to do this. So we're just bringing that heart rate down nice and slowly, but still kind of taking advantage of the heat in the body as we get into some yoga and doing a little bit of deeper stretching. Okay, at the top, reach up, grab onto your right wrist with your left hand, and then take it over to the left here. Breathing there. Try to pull that arm back. Make sure it's not pulling in front of your face like that. Up ahead. So if that means that you need to stand up straighter and do that, that's fine. If you have a tight shoulder, if you have tight lats, then that may be the case. That is fine. Okay, come back to center and then do the other side. Grab onto your left wrist, take it over, and just breathe into it. Don't worry about getting into some unreasonable posture. Just think about what you feel. You should be feeling it all on the side, left side of your body. Hip, rib cage, lats, armpits, arms, biceps. Okay, coming back to center and then releasing down. So stepping to the top part of the mat, sweeping arms overhead. Inhale, exhale, folding forward. Inhale halfway, exhale, fold and step your right foot back. So we're just gonna hold in this low lunge with hands to the floor. Okay, untuck your back toes here and lifting up. Deep breath in, bring it back down again. Hands on the inside part of your foot. I'm just gonna switch directions here. And then we're gonna step that left foot out to the left even more. So we're just kind of leaning into it, getting a little more dynamic into the lunge here, and just using your hands to help guide you. So leaning into your lunge, and this, by the way, this knee is kind of moving out to the side. And then take it back, and then just kind of step or slide your foot back so that your knee is pointing straight forward again. This time we're going to reach up with the arms, and then we're going to reach down to the floor. Tuck your back toes under, your right toes under, and then lift your right arm, left arm up to the sky. Open that lunge way up. Now squeezing through that right leg. Activate it, and then bring the arm down to the floor. Now we're just going to kind of floss back and forth. We're going to straighten that left leg, and then come forward into lunge. Just keep your hands on the floor. If you need blocks, then you're doing that. So come forward into lunge, pull back into that hamstring stretch. Come forward into lunge, come back. Maybe you're sitting on your heel like I'm doing, but maybe you're just doing this. So maybe you're here and then doing that. That's fine as well. Okay, now come forward into the lunge. Step back into plank pose. Lower through chaturanga. Up dog. Now slowly look over your left shoulder. Try to keep both shoulders facing forward as best as you can. And then go to the other side. Look over your right. Come back to center and then take it back into down dog. Right foot steps forward. Okay, so just staying with the hands onto the floor, breathing into that stretch there in the hip flexors. Untuck your back toes, walk yourself up. So you should feel like your hips are driving forward at this point. Breathing into that stretch there. Hands come down, either heel toeing or you're kind of stepping your foot now so the foot's turned out at an angle to the right and your right knee's kind of pointed out to the right as well. And then you're just kind of leaning into it. Maybe you kind of circle, maybe you kind of rock a little bit side to side. So just kind of exploring that different angle and exploring how you feel. So you can bow forward, hang down a little bit, and then heel toe your foot back. So toes are pointing forward again. Tuck your back toes under and then lift your left knee off the floor. So really engaging this whole left leg now. Left hand to the floor, right arm reaches up. Keep engaging the left leg. Breathing into that stretch now. And then down to the floor. Okay, and then half monkey split and lunge. So rocking back, the right leg straightens, and then come forward into lunge. Rocking back. Keep that foot flexed, so your right foot, toes pointing up. Again, just kind of using your hands to support yourself. Finding range of motion here. Okay, one more, just coming back there, and then coming forward, and then we'll step back into plank, lower through chaturanga. Taking it up dog, looking over left shoulder. Looking over your right. All right, and then come back to center. Coming back to down, child's pose. So just sink back, stretch the back out, arms reaching forward, head to the mat. On your inhale, rise up. Okay, and then we're gonna go to tabletop position. Lift your left leg back behind you, and then shift your right shin off to the right. Bend into your left knee, and then catch the top of your foot. So let's go into stretching the front line of the body on that left side here. Stretching the shoulder, stretching the quadriceps up on that left side. So make sure that that right shin below you is kind of, it's your kickstand, right? So you should feel like you're pretty solid with the balance here. So evenly, your weight distributed evenly between your hand and the top of your foot and your shin and your knee. So check out, make sure that wrist is underneath your shoulder. Okay, one more breath here, breathe, kind of press your foot into your hand, and then you can release that. And then we'll switch to the other side. The right leg and the right arm, bend into the knee, catch the top of the foot, and then left shins just kind of spin out to make a kickstand for yourself, and breathing into it. Okay, so much more decent than dancer's pose at this point in the practice. A little less balancy, but just as good for opening up that shoulder. So you should feel like that shoulder, that right shoulder, top shoulder is pulling into your center. Just keep squeezing back, keep pulling the heel in towards your bum. Okay, now press your foot into your hand. Just do one more breath in, big belly breath in, and then you can release that and then let it go. Going to this puppy pose. So feet, knees are hip distance, and then you're just gonna walk forward just with your hands here. So bum up and head to the floor. So stretching those shoulders, also getting an extension of the spine, so your heart melting down to the floor there. Really good for the low back. Alright, then slowly rising back up. Bring the hands back in. Okay, we'll spin around so that you're on the seat here, and then just come into a cross-legged position. So we're just right away, we're just going to walk over to the right knee. So it doesn't matter which side your right leg is crossed over here. We'll do both crosses. So reaching at an angle, and then going over to the left side. And then going to center. Coming back, hands back behind you, arch back, shoulder blades squeezing together. Come forward, switch the cross in your legs. Same thing, we're just going to come forward, walk over to your right knee, bow to it. Left. Center. And then back. Hands back behind you again. So really squeezing those shoulder blades together. If you want to pop up your hips, you can. It's totally fine. Just get a little more extension out of that. Squeeze those shoulder blades, inhale, and then exhale. Okay, so next here, we're gonna just point the right knee up, and the left leg is gonna go straight. Cross your right ankle over your left knee here. Keep that right knee pointing up. So we're going to kind of do a little bit of a twist and hug. We did this in another class here. So we're going to be kind of twisting to the right side, but we're just going to kind of keep a nice tight hug into the shin. So get nice and close, your chest nice and close to the inside part of your right shin and inner knee. Use your arm, the strength of your arm and bear hug there, and really squeeze that knee in. Then you start kind of twisting. You can look to the right, and then you're dropping this left shoulder down to the floor at the same time. So as you kind of drop your weight down, you should feel this outer hip and this left or the right glute there start to stretch and talk to you a little bit. So stay with that sensation, keep breathing into it, keep pulling that shin and that knee really close in towards your chest. So again, just kind of using the power of your hug muscle. Breathing into your back. And then we're going to release out of that. So that was a twist and a good glute stretch. And then we're just going to open things up, and we're going to go to the left side. So keep the same leg shape here, and you can take the elbow on the outside or inside part of that right knee to help you turn. We're just going to turn as best as you can to the left. Sit up really tall in your posture. And then release, and then release that leg. We're just doing a forward fold before we do the other side. Inhale, lift the arms, and then exhale, just fold and have more of a neutral back and just kind of a resting moment here as you fold forward. This never feels like a resting pose for you in the forward fold. You can quickly kind of prop up your hips for this and get a couple inches under your seat, and it'll feel a lot more relaxing and more into those hamstrings and calves, what you want. So just another 2 deep breaths in and out. Another thing, if you know that I'm going to throw in that forward fold and it's a dreaded forward fold for you, just have a strap nearby and whip that strap over your feet and then just pull. So you're going to be here, you're not going to be folding very far, but you're going to be activating in that stretch. So come on up. Let's do the other side. That left knee is going to bend, and you're going to cross the left ankle on the outside of the right knee, and then we're just going to get nice and close to the inner shin and the inner left knee. So looking like we're going to twist to the left, so that's kind of the aim, but we're also trying to hug the shin in and pull it into the chest as much as possible. So really using your your chest muscles to do that. You're squeezing your biceps and pulling everything in. So your right shoulder will be dropping down to increase that twist. Meanwhile, you're trying to breathe and make space in the body for it. Okay, take another deep breath here, in and out. And then we're going to release. Okay, now we're going to open things up. So sit up nice and tall, and then open to the right side. Pull the right shoulder back, lift tall and through the crown of the head. Breathe into that stretch. All right, and then releasing. So from here, we're instead of a straight-legged forward fold, we're going to do a wide-legged forward fold. So just bring your feet, your legs in a V, sit position again, prop yourself up for this one, or you can use a strap or two straps if you need to, or a bolster in front of you. So we're just going to, again, just kind of relax as best you can. Don't worry about rounding your spine too much unless you are like here and you're using more abs and you don't feel any hamstring stretching, then you want to worry about rounding your spine. But if you have a pretty good angle coming forward and this is your range of motion, mostly sitting up, then that's fine, as long as you're feeling it in your inner lines of the legs. So that's what you're looking for, is just feeling, not so much how it looks, because everyone's gonna look pretty different in this position. So again, prop yourself up in your seat or grab blocks if you do not feel hamstring stretching in this pose. Then you need to modify and you need to just kind of work on that hip flexibility. So that's what you're looking for. Just keep breathing here wherever you're at. You can grab onto the inner lines of the legs and you can draw yourself down close. If you are pretty advanced in this, then you are pancaking. So you can drop your chest all the way down to the floor. That's not me, but go for it if that is your ability. That is fantastic. Lots of deep breath in and out through the nose, or in through the nose and out through the mouth. Slowly start to come out of that position, and we'll bring it in. So we'll bring it down onto the floor from here and cool it down. Rolling like a ball. You can grab onto the backs of the knees or just not grab onto the backs of the knees. And we're going to rock back and then roll forward, coming up to seated again. So back and forth. Try to have that rounded spine, that chin slightly tucked under. If it's too hard without grabbing onto the knees, and hold on. Inhale as you rock back. Fill up, and then exhale as you rock forward. Okay, once you've had enough, then you're in happy baby pose. So on your back, grabbing onto the knees, grabbing onto shins, or grabbing onto your big toes with your peace sign fingers, and you can rock from side to side. Deep breath in through the nose and let out a deep breath through the mouth. A big sigh. Maybe multiple deep breaths out through the mouth. Alright, so from here we'll get to a reclined twist. We'll start by pulling the right knee into the chest and letting the left leg drop onto the floor. Leg is straight unless you need to bend into the left knee. Whereas back is on the floor, pull that knee in, breathe. Now let's guide that right knee across the body over to the left, down to the floor. Reach out with your right arm out to the right. Okay, we'll begin a circling motion. So we're going to take that right arm across the chest to the left, and then as best as you can, trace a halo above the head to the right. So all the way to the right where you were, and then you're going to reverse that direction. As best as you can, you're trying to keep contact with the floor, fingertips, and you're also just trying to balance that feeling of trying to encourage that arm to go, but also trying to be really lazy through the arm and relaxing the arm and relaxing the shoulder as you are trying to take it through these ranges of motion. So it's a lot, maybe a lot to kind of get around, especially if you're not used to taking your shoulder into range of motion, but just doing the best you can. If you cannot touch the floor and you're kind of doing it more of a sweeping, then that's fine. If you need to bend your elbow, that's completely fine as well. Just kind of do your own testing, do your own experiment, and see where you're at. Maybe there's one position, maybe your arm position overhead, that just feels extra terrible, but in a good way, a really good stretch, and maybe you just want to stay there and breathe into that space because maybe that's what you need right now. So again, just choosing your own adventure with this. You can also kind of tilt the head in different positions as well, following your arm. If you're following me with this arm motion, you're following the head tilts with your arm, and the arm tilts with your head, I should say. Okay, when you come back with your arm over to the right side, then just peel out and back to your spine. So bring it back to a hug. Both knees wrap up. You can bring your head to the knees, or you can keep your hand on the floor. Let it go. Switch sides. Hold onto the left knee. Let your right leg straighten out on the floor. Guide the knee over to your right. Left arm reaches out to the left. Right away, bring that left arm across your chest over to the right. Then trace above your head in a big circle till you get back to the left. You can bring it down below your shoulder. And then since we're onto the second side, then you'll start to kind of make notes and do comparison. So comparing this side with the other side, that's completely fine. That's good to check in, and also as best you can try to do the same thing that you did on the other side. But if you have a shoulder injury or something like that, then if your range of motion is limited, then you are just of course doing the best you can, trying to make yourself feel good and get a good stretch at the same time. Playing around with the hand to tilt as well, palm facing up, palm facing down, to the floor, so play around with that as well, just to see if any tension is hiding there or any kind of muscles impinging on nerves. It's always good to just kind of free up the arms as best as we can. Hold a lot of tension in the shoulders, and we might hold extra tension maybe in the past year or so for some reason. And maybe when it's even cold outside. So there's lots of reasons to hold tension in the body, and there's lots of reasons to have stress. But we do want to make sure that we are releasing the stress as it comes as well. So we don't want to hold on to it. Breathing as you are moving around that motion. When your arm comes back over to the left, then you just come out of the pose and bring yourself back in. Give yourself a hug, lots of love. Breathing into the back. Okay, and then releasing. Okay, let's go to windshield wipers here and bring it all the way down to Shavasana eventually. Let the knees go left and right. The feet are wide, and the knees are wide. So walk the feet out, and then do the windshield wipers. Then you got a little bit more range of motion out of that. Arms are out to a T position, and you're just breathing as the legs move from side to side. Twists generally just feel really good in the body, especially at the end of the day. If that's the end of the day, it could be at the beginning of the day for you, that's fine too. Maybe any time of the day is a good time for a twist. Loosens up the body, loosens up that connective tissue. Okay, we're going to just slow it all the way down, move into Shavasana from there. So straighten one leg at a time, bring the arms alongside the body, or maybe you want to take up space, then your arms could be out to a T if that feels relaxing to you. The idea is to get as relaxed as possible and as less distracted as possible. So if you need to prop yourself up with blocks, bolsters, blankets, then by all means, that's what you need to do to really tune in here and ground down. So once you're set, I'm going to start by taking a deep breath in through the nose. Fill the lungs, fill the belly, fill the rib cage, so right up to the very tippy top, and then you're exhaling everything out. And exhale out through the mouth. So nice and slow, exhale. Feeling the air move from the lungs, emptying the belly, and empty every last bit of air here, even pausing at the bottom of that exhale before beginning again. And that's something that you can practice on as well, doing those pauses. You can even start to pause at the top of that inhale. And so when you fill everything up, maybe do a couple second pause, and then big release, exhaling everything out nice and slow, and then a pause, 2-second pause at the bottom of that exhale. So that's called a cleansing breath. So really good for just kind of mentally preparing, mentally focusing for your Shavasana, for anything that you just want your brain power to work towards. Then doing that breath brings you right down into your body, brings the heart rate down as well, and just kind of calms that parasympathetic nervous system right up. So we're going to start relaxing through the back line of the body, starting with the heels, the calves, backs of the knees. So letting any gripping go around the tailbone, glute muscles, feel heavy through the whole right leg and through the whole left leg. Keep flowing with breath here, just kind of noticing the sound with your breath as you relax your back down into the mat. So feeling your low back kind of settle in a little bit. Feel maybe your upper back connect and touch the mat or the floor beneath you. Your upper back, your shoulder blades spread out even wider. Feel the backs of the arms settle down. Elbows to the forearms, backs of the hands, relaxing down to the floor. And soften through the sides of the neck, back of the neck, to allow the head to just be heavy and supported by the mat, by the floor, by the earth. Notice the whole back line of the body, connecting, grounding, recharging, restoring. Begin to soften throughout the forehead, letting all the lines smooth out around the eyes, around the cheeks, letting the jaw muscles completely relax along with the tongue and the mouth. Notice your breath once again, in through the nose, a soft flow out through the nose. Notice your rhythm. Soften more through the collarbones, the chest, and the abdomen. Feeling your whole body breathing and your whole body relaxing together. Back to your breath. Some sound back into your breath. Without any rush, just bringing a little bit of movement here, bit by bit. Perhaps yawning, maybe overhead stretch. Eventually bending the knees to create windshield wiper motion again to re-energize the spine. Just taking note of the relaxed body breathing right now and the relaxed body moving. Just noticing your state of mind. Feel in your body. Okay, rolling or rocking over to your right. And then making your way up to seated from there. Namaste, everybody. Thanks for joining me tonight. Have a great night, everyone. And yeah, I'll see you next week for Vinyasa Flow Yoga on Monday. And yeah, check out other videos on this Facebook page. There's lots for you to do. You could do one every day of the week if you wanted to, which is great because it's so cold outside. There's not much to do with the pandemic and cold weather. It's a terrible combination, but there's yoga, and there's thank goodness for internet. So yeah, a YouTube channel as well, Melissa Shippey YouTube channel. If someone's not on Facebook that you know, you can send them a link to YouTube channel and to that YouTube channel, and they can enjoy videos as well for free. So yeah, have a great week, everyone, and I'll see you next week. Bye.